Shalom, my name is Yeshua Yaakov. I'm making this video from Jerusalem. I'm a didactic scientist. I hope you can hear it better now. I just turned up the volume again. I'm Yeshua Yaakov Ben Avraham. I'm making this video from Jerusalem. I'm a didactic scientist. I'm the author of the trilogy Humanomics, and Humanomics is the East-West convergence model after the collapse of the local reality globally. I'll talk about that in a minute. This video comments upon, again, for the second time, Newt Gingrich's I'm worried. And of course he's worried about terrorism. And so let's put the whole picture in perspective. Terrorism at its extreme, notwithstanding the hyperbole of Christopher Hitchens and Dawkins and many other of the atheists who are spinning their promotions and their books and laughing all the way to the bank. I'm convinced, for example, I'll quote Christopher Hitchens, I'm convinced the absolute source of all evil in the world is religion and organized religion, end quote. Shalom, Christopher, for the 100th time. This is noise. The problem is not religion. It is the exile of man and mankind and its separation from God and its authentic self, you included, Christopher. If you knew a little more about that, but the God that doesn't exist for you and your demands for proof, your rationalism, whether you're Dawkins with his rationalism or you're Christopher with his humanism or his material humanism or his atheism or whatever you're spinning today, the fact of the matter of where we are today is that there has never been more abundant, overwhelming, extraordinary proof of the existence of the God of the cosmos, which is the God of Israel. For the past 18 years, I've observed the collapse of the local reality around the globe, and it's since been confirmed. I won't go into the esoterics and details, but the proof, the greatest and most overwhelming proof of the collapse of the local reality is confirmed in Bell's theorem of inequality. Bell died in 1990. If you understand, or anyone who's a scientist understands physics, the incompleteness of the quantum reality and quantum theory led Bell. Well, actually, what led Bell was the attempt to reconcile the divergent and conflicting opinions of the philosophies of Niels Bohr and Albert Einstein, both afflicted with their bifurcated Cartesian hangovers, but we won't go into one good philosophy and well, both of them good science, and in one poor philosophy, the one lousy philosophy. But okay, let's stick with the log here, and it's this: the collapse of the local reality. Bell's theorem of inequality demonstrated the non-local reality, which is the spirit world of the entangled quantum entanglement and phenomenon so difficult that Einstein had great difficulty with it and never could resolve it in his lifetime. But let's be very clear. Hitchens and Dawkins and a lot of atheists claim Einstein is an atheist. He was no atheist. That's utter rubbish. In fact, he was a very sophisticated man. He didn't believe in a childish idea and conception of God. He saw the God of the cosmos as enormously complex, and he understood far better than Dawkins the inverse relationship between information and complexity, and the relative problems of the probability for the existence of God. But he also understood one more thing than Dawkins, and that is the inverse relationship between consciousness and the probability of the deity. The greater the consciousness, the higher the probability. It's a inverse relationship. But there's another way to say it. But I'll let you work that out. And so the most important thing is that the collapse of the local reality around the globe is clearly confirmed now, and the proof of God's existence that is overwhelming is in the overwhelming confirmation evidence of the quote spirit world, and those are scientists talking, and who are rational and have great difficulty with the non-local reality. Okay, moving right along, let's talk about what it means, the collapse of local reality. It operates on 4 levels: the psychosocial level, the behavior level, the cognitive level, the psycholinguistic level, the latter having a relationship to individuals, every individual. The second to the family, to the community, to nations in the world. And we've had all of the particular events that have confirmed that the East-West convergence model replaces it. It's humanomics. What confirms the collapse of East and West systems? 9/11 in the West, capitalism, the collapse of the Twin Towers was the meta-narrative, the grammar of the event and its meta-narrative confirmed this, and a number of other events since, and there will be more. In the East, the Soviet Union collapsed December 20th, 1995. 1991, December 25th, 1991. 1992, communism collapsed in Yugoslavia. Zionism collapsed 1995. American capital markets, Iraq, Lebanon. Okay, it's going around the world. And then on the behavior level, the 2 major monotheistic religions, Islam and Christianity. I will return to the specificity of the events but essentially I can summarize terrorism in general. It has brought the collapse of the local reality to the Islamic faith, and the extremes of the perversity of the organized cloth, broad, wide, and deep across the Catholic Church, has brought the collapse of local reality there. And now, in respect of the cognitive level, the 2 major economies, America and Japan, the collapse of local reality is under the strain of the old division of labor. At $150 a barrel for oil going to $200, that's it. Neither of those 2 largest economies in the world are competitive. There's a new center emerging, and that's India and China. And their demands are pushing the price and going to continue to push it despite American speculation against the dollar driving the price of oil up. That's transactional, and that's just opportunism. Okay. Lastly, there is the psycholinguistic level, which is the individual. The collapse of the local reality means that every individual, their inherent duality, which was based upon exiles, given to receive, that has collapsed. And what replaces it is receive to give. Receive to give is the new cognitive behavioral science paradigm, which is the central organizing principle of humanomics. These are the 4 major developments, and particular, there are examples that are particular. In the case of Rabin, his murder imposed the collapse of local reality not only on the individual, but on his life. It's imposed on Ariel Sharon and his family. Okay, so there are interrelated meanings. And people say, well, this is a coincidence. No, it's not. They're convergent logics. And the collapse of local reality is universal, it's global, it's continuing. It's going to affect every man, woman, every human being on the planet. And it's imposed, it's not an option, and it's next to be followed by deconstruction, deprogramming, restoration, healing. I'm Yeshua Yaakov of Didactic Science, the author of Humanomics. Thank you for listening.